Welcome back to Askewed Reviews. And as I'm sporadically doing throughout the month of December, I'm going to be reviewing some Christmas specials that I grew up on. And today I'm doing the 1987 one, a Garfield Christmas special. Here is your trivia question for today. What Christmas present does Odie give Garfield? The answer will be at the end of this episode. So, in a Garfield Christmas special, this is not an adventure like some of the other specials that Garfield has done, but just more about a good, wholesome, fun time. The story this time around is that John is taking Garfield and Odie to his family's farm to spend Christmas with them. And this includes his mother, his father, his brother, and his grandmother. We watch as they do all sorts of Christmas celebrations together, like lighting and decorating the tree, having dinner together, singing songs as a family, and of course, spending time together on Christmas morning. There are some really great moments throughout this special that either warm your heart or even tug at your heartstrings. This special is, of course, based off of a Garfield comic strip that was previously written by Jim Davis. Unfortunately, this special was also the last animated project that Lloyd Vaughn worked on. He passed away 5 months after the special premiered on television. One of the voices you might recognize in this special was done for the character of Doc Boy, which, first of all, horribly named. I really hope that's a nickname and not his actual name, but the person who did the voice for that character was David L. Lander, who you probably know as Squiggy from Laverne and Shirley. Another voice you might recognize is the person who did the voice of Grandma. This was Pat Carroll, who you more than likely at least know her as the voice of Ursula the Sea Witch. If you are a big fan of Garfield, especially the animated cartoons or even the comic strips, you probably at least recognize the character that's mentioned in the storybook that Dad reads. The name of that book, which he apparently reads every year, is Binky, the Clown That Saved Christmas. And of course, it is the same annoying Binky the Clown that shows up in a lot of Garfield's cartoons and comic strips. Here's something you may not have known, but the farm where all of this takes place at is somewhere outside of Muncie, Indiana. The reason for this is in almost all of Jim Davis's stuff, that's where Garfield takes place. Muncie, Indiana is also where Davis grew up. So when it comes to a Garfield Christmas special, this is one that I still enjoy to this day. It may not have the strongest story and it may not have a lot of action happening in it, but it's a very sweet, wonderful Christmas story that has so much heart to it. And it's perfect for the holiday season, especially when watching it with family. So I'm going to give this one a 5 out of 5. Now it's time to answer the trivia question from the beginning of this episode. What Christmas present does Odie give Garfield? So Odie wants to make something from the heart and hand makes a back scratcher for Garfield, who ends up loving it. What's funny is I found out online that someone actually made this into a decoration. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Askewed Reviews. And if there's any other Christmas specials that you think I should do during this month, feel free to mention them in the comments.